Yo, so finally got around to knocking out that tutorial for you all. A few weeks back, I made this Instagram post that you see here with the twisting hand. Myself and Angel are featured on this like seamless multi post. That's what I'm calling it, like a seamless multi thing. So I'm just gonna show you how to do that. So starting off in Photoshop, we're going to be changing your width dimension, and depending on how many squares you want your Instagram post to be is what you need to multiply 1080 by. In my case, I multiplied 1080 by 4 to give 4320 for the width, and you want to change your resolution to 300 to make sure it comes out to be the best, and then you change your height to 1080 to make it that flush square. And this is what you'll get. It'll be this long rectangle. It's transparent right now because I don't have a background on it. So this is the first step. This is what you want to do before you do anything else, to just have that. And then what you want to open up is you'll go to window and then go to new guide layout. From there you select columns and you change that number to 4 in my case, because I got 4 different squares in my post. And what that'll do, you'll see that it creates this these lines that show 4 squares in the rectangle. From there you want to go up to the crop tool and long press that until you see the slice tool. Once you see that slice tool, you'll simply just go up to the top of the toolbar and click slices from guides. And that's gonna make slices from the guidelines that you've already put on this transparent artboard. So now that you got the slices, now you're gonna have those individual squares for your Instagram post. Just for right now, I dropped a white background on here just to make it white. So now we're gonna get our assets together. You can do as many or as little that you want, but right now I'm gonna show you how to take a subject from the background. And what you're gonna wanna do is click that quick selection tool. Now, there's 2 different ways you can do it. I'll show you the longer version right now. So I went to select and mask, which is how this red overlay popped up over my photo. And what I'm gonna do is select myself out of the background by using my cursor and clicking down and moving over myself to select myself out from the background. Yeah, and you'll see that the subject that you select ends up showing in the original color. So once you've gotten your subject selected the way you want it to, you can come over here to the output to, and it might by default say output to new layer, but we're gonna change that to output to selection. And once you click output to selection, you're good to go. You can hit OK. All right, so now that you've hit OK, brings you back to the original photo. Nothing's been done yet except for the selection. You see the dancing ants. What you'll want to do from here is right click anywhere on the photo and click layer via copy. That just keeps the original intact while separating the subject from the background, and do that for as many assets as you want, but I'm just gonna speed through the other ones that I put in there. Now moving on to that moving hand. So you see this GIF here, made this a little while back, and what I want to do is I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the earlier assets with selecting them out of the background. I just want to take the hand from the background, and I have to do that for each individual layer. So I'm just gonna speed through that because it's the same process from before. You want to knock that out for as many assets that you want. Now I've gotten them all selected out. I'm lining them all up into their own new layer with no background. From here, I'm going to create an animation timeline that is going to create the GIF that will be used in the video later on. So within this timeline, you'll want to select the first layer for the first timeline slot. You want to toggle your eye that's on this right hand side under the layers panel for each new layer that you add into the timeline here at the bottom. So you do that for as many times as you need to create your GIF animation. So I'm going to speed through that and show you that process. As you can see, as it's going on, it's turning on its own as I'm adding more of the hands to the animation timeline. So once you've got all that done, you're ready to export this as a GIF, and you do that by going into File, Export, Save for Web, Legacy, and you can just save it from there and label it, put it wherever you need to put it. So after you save the GIF won't play back correctly in Premiere, so you'll need to convert it into MP4. And what I found out is that I just typed in Google GIF to MP4, and it took me to a site, EasyGIF. Just selected it, put it in there, and it converted it for me into a video. So from here, I'm gonna start placing my assets. I brought in the original photo because I wanted to take the color from the original photo shoot and make it the background of the entire thing. So I did that, and I also used the original photo to scale my selection. So this part of the tutorial is up to your own creative eye, which is why you see kind of what looks like almost the final product now here. All I did was took all the selections that I made and placed them. I'm gonna make this background transparent because I want to export it with no background for Premiere. So now that I've made this transparent, I'm gonna save this again for web. What that's gonna do is save each individual square because we've made the slices from the guides. So we're gonna save those, and we're gonna open up Premiere after this. Once you save it, you can just title it whatever you want to. In my case, I just made it multi, and it's gonna put it in its own folder for you to access. So now we're in Premiere. As you can see over here in this left corner, the Lemon Hand video exported with a white background. And what I did to get rid of that is I went into effects and typed in color key and keyed out the white from the background, since there was no white in the original. Now I've moved in all of the assets, and I've got the hand individually selected and moved it into the seamless post. I'm just gonna place it now and play back some of the video. And after I've gotten it to where I want it, it'll be ready to export. I extended the sequence so you'd be able to see everything here. But now we're gonna change it into the individual squares to export for Instagram. What I didn't mention is that I put in a color matte and matched the color from the original photo shoot from Photoshop to put on the background. As you can see, I've made the squares, and now I'm just scaling everything how it needs to be. Now I'm scaling each one of these individually for their posts. I'm just taking the larger sequence and importing it into the individual squares. Some of these are gonna have the twisting hand video animation, and some of them aren't. Once everything's been scaled, now it's time to export each of these individually. Now I just exported them and labeled them accordingly. So multi 1 through 4. In my case, since I'm only doing 4 different squares for this single post. And that's pretty much how you do it right there. After you've exported everything, you're gonna wanna save it to your phone, of course, and get ready to upload on Instagram. And I'll show you guys how to do that. And so now we're ready to move on to Instagram and go to, make a post. You know how to make a post. At the bottom right, you'll be able to select the multiple posts, select them in order like I have here, and you'll be able to preview how they look before you post. So as you can see, even right now, before it's posted, it already looks seamless. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. You guys can use this literally however you want. I didn't want to dictate how you would exercise your creativity in this, so I just wanted to give you the tools, and I just want to let you guys know how I made what I made, so you'll be able to make whatever you want to make. You don't have to use photos of yourself or other people. You can literally use this for whatever you want. So if you guys like this, let me know in the comments, or if you hated it, hit me up. Let me know what you didn't like about this. All feedback is great. But thanks guys for watching this, and maybe there'll be more in the future. Peace.